guilty of the offense of murder.
I did not kill my daughter, Harmony.
In the beginning of all of this,
I didn't have a question.
I was finishing your
What happened? What's going on?
5 years of struggle and pain lifted off of our shoulders.
The court has no choice in this matter but to grant the motion for a mistrial.
We're so close to justice.
He's going to take him out of our lives forever.
And I look forward to my upcoming trial.
The long-awaited trial for Alec Murdaugh is underway in a South Carolina courtroom.
I didn't shoot my wife or my son anytime, ever.
We actually have the exhibit that the jury watched, and I want you to listen. Do you hear 3 different voices?
Got a bird in his mouth! Bubba.
Hey, Bubba.
I wanted them to learn his voice.
I would never hurt my wife, Maggie, and I would never hurt my son, Pawpaw.
I sentence you to prison for the rest of your natural life.
It's just going to be interesting from here on out. This story will never end.
Now let's go to Florida together, where Chanley Painter is standing by with the latest on the Take Care of Maya case.
The attorneys for Maya Kowalski and her family continue to build its case against Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital.
Tell me exactly what happened.
She hung herself in the garage.
Since they took custody of Maya, they took her away from us.
Maya Kowalski was on the stand for hours.
My mom, she said, I love you and I'll see you tomorrow. And I never saw her again.
Under Johns Hopkins All Children's Hospital, falsely imprisoned Maya Kowalski. Yes.
For the first time, I feel like I got justice.
You're small but mighty. Actually, you're not that small.
Somebody is lying.
Can't wait to see the SNL skits that come from it.
May I call you Miss Paltrow?
Sure. I was skiing, and 2 skis came between my skis, forcing my legs apart, and then there was a body pressing against me.
You were furious and said you skied directly into my back at the top of your lungs.
Yes, I did. I apologize for my bad language.
She had a very good rapport with the attorney. They complimented shoes and talked about height.
We're about the same height, about 5'5", with heels.
It's roughly.
Oh, tell me I'm taller. Are you good friends with Taylor Swift?
No.
The little things are the stuff I was trying to pay attention to.
What % of the fault do you assign to Terry Sanderson? 100%.
I wish you well, she said to me.
That was very kind. Yeah.
Very nice. Very kind.
Hello, I'm Chad, the husband. She's clearly dead.
We learned some big information about her cause of death.
I'm looking forward to seeing it finished, and I'm looking forward to seeing justice done.
The surviving oldest son of Lori Vallow Daybell is called to the stand.
You tell me that you did this in Jesus' name, Mom.
There is nothing but a definitive answer in this, and that is guilty.
Is Lori Noreen Vallow not guilty or guilty of conspiracy to commit first-degree murder? Answer, guilty.
The first time JJ visited me after he passed away, he put his arm around me and he said to me, "You didn't do anything wrong, Mom."
Lori, your name will be inmate 153745.
This is a case captivating our Court TV viewers. A 14-year-old boy locked in a cell-like structure by his own adopted parents.
Being locked in a room, it's dehumanizing.
I would hear the sound of contact, so like laughing or hitting or something, and then I'll hear my brother scream.
This son is sitting on the bed, he's hunched over, and that's when you're hearing that almost blood-curdling screams.
Huge portions of this child's life are alone in this room.
We find the defendant guilty of aggravated child abuse. These child abuse cases, all we have is the word of the child. You go from having a person who is free on earth to being completely incarcerated.
Who came up with the idea to kill Dan Markell? Charlie.
Stupid is the stupidest thing I ever said in my life. And I said, I was going to get you a hitman, but the TV set was a lot cheaper.
We were discussing a statement made to you by Wendy Adelson.
She told me that last summer that Charles Adelson had looked into all possible options to take care of the Danny Markell problem. Garcia jumped out and shot him.
How many times?
Twice.
I was not going to be arrested for a crime I didn't commit.
only 3.5 hours of deliberation.
The defendant is guilty of first-degree murder.
Is this the last prosecution we're going to see in the Dan Markel murder, or will there be others?
I don't know the answer to that. Stay tuned.
It's going to be a formal arraignment, so we'll hear Donna Adelson enter her plea formally.
How does she plead?
Not guilty, Your Honor.
Accused quadruple murderer Brian Kohlberger is due back in court this afternoon.
Our team is on the ground and our cameras are inside the courtroom.
Mr. Kohlberger is standing silent. I'm going to enter not guilty pleas.
The judge here in Idaho quickly denied the defense efforts to dismiss the indictment against the man accused of stabbing to death 4 college students here in Moscow.
Our ultimate goal is where people remember these kids and remember how bad this situation was, but it's them that they remember and not the person who did it.
We start right now in Indiana with a case that has everybody in the true crime community talking, the Delphi murders case.
Richard Allen will be in an Indiana courthouse. Allen is charged in the 2017 murders of Abby Williams and Libby German.
Richard Allen, you child murderer!
And this is it's a horrific case. We know that.
One of the biggest things is this alleged confession.
Been a little bit of a pattern of misconduct or leaks in this case attributed to the defense.
Richard Allen, the accused killer, waking up without a defense attorney this morning.
We can have counsel appointed. I'd like to set a new trial date. Obviously, I don't believe counsel will be prepared within the next couple of months.
Rex Heuermann, the suspected Long Island serial killer, will make his first court appearance since pleading not guilty to murder charges.
Really hard to get into the mind of somebody that's capable of committing the crimes that he committed.
This is a case that has touched the whole country.
We have been here the last several days watching and waiting for the arrival of Joran van der Sloot.
Actually confessed to her murder in 2005.
I smashed her head in with it completely.
Just moments ago, I was in a different location, sitting down with the mother of Natalee Holloway, Beth Holloway.
Even as shocking and painful as it is to hear him say that, it was still more torturous for me than not knowing.
Covering the Karen Reed evidentiary hearing happening in Boston, Massachusetts. She's accused of hitting her boyfriend, a Boston police officer, backing into him, Ted, and then leaving him there to die in the snow.
And the defense says no. In fact, she's being set up by the system.
These are people who have supported the institution, who feel lied to and betrayed.
What the Commonwealth should do is walk into the courtroom and say, you know what, we got it wrong.
Now, in the Bahamas, we've got Lindsay Shiver.
Bahama mama herself, Lindsay Shiver, who is at the center of this murder in paradise plot to kill her husband. She has a big ask for the crown. She wants to go home.
Lindsay, any comment for your family back home, your boys? How about Robert? Any message for Robert?
Corey Richens, a mom of 3 and a children's book author, faces multiple charges for allegedly poisoning her husband, Eric Richens, inside this home.
Our concerns for Corey. We just want the best outcome here. We want an honest, fair trial.
What was the judge's ruling today on all of this? Does she get out?
She doesn't get out, Vinny, but she was in court.
Court is simply not presented with a sufficient basis to restrain Ms. Richens' First Amendment rights.
We, the jury, find the defendant guilty of voluntary manslaughter,
felony murder,
intentional homicide,
kidnapping,
a first-degree intentional homicide,
chemical irritants, unlawful use causing death,
of the offense of murder.
Oh my God! Oh my God!
We, the jury, find as follows as to the defendant in this case. The defendant is not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
So say we all this 29th day of June,